In today's video I will discuss the free LOD in AML. In the video I'm covering the roles and responsibilities of the management and staff allocated to the first, second and third line of defense by banks and financial institutions. So let's jump right into today's video. Hi and welcome to FinCrime Agent, my YouTube channel where every week I publish a new video to boost your awareness about AML and financial crime prevention. So let's start immediately by seeing how the free LOD in AML are split across teams. Generally speaking, the business unit, for example, front office or customer-facing activities, are the first line of defense in terms of AML CFT risk assessment and controls. They should be aware of and apply the policies and procedures that are in place and given the resources that are necessary for them to do so. Those in charge of AML CFT compliance as well as human resources or technology are part of the second line of defense. It is the responsibility of the internal audit department to enforce the third line of defense, providing internal assurance that all AML and CFT systems and controls, including processes, are working effectively and as expected. Let's now drill down on the first line of defense. Policies and procedures should be set in writing and conveyed to all employees as a first line of defense. They should include information that makes it clear to staff what are their responsibilities and how they should go about in order to fulfill them, as well as guidelines for how to keep the bank's operations in line with legal requirements. For example, how suspicious transactions should be flagged and reported using established internal protocols. A bank should have rules and procedures in place for properly screening potential and current employees in order to ensure that only those who meet the highest ethical and professional standards are hired. AML and CFT rules and procedures should be delivered to all banks' employees on a regular basis to ensure that they have the knowledge and skills that are necessary for them to carry them out. For the same reasons, new hires should be obliged to take orientation courses as soon as they are employed. Also, providing refresher training is an effective way to make sure that employees are aware of their responsibilities and that their skills and knowledge are up to date. The amount and kind of risks in the bank, as well as the risks that individuals are exposed to as a result of their job, should be taken into consideration when determining the scope and frequency of those trainings. Before we dive into the second line of defense, if you're finding valuable my video, make sure you subscribe to FinCrime Agent and press the thumb up. This will make it easy for you to consume new videos going live on my channel, and your action will help my content to be seen more frequently on YouTube. So thank you for your support. Let's now move on and talk about the second line of defense. The financial institutions' compliance and risk-related responsibilities are grouped into the second line of defense. They are in charge of directing and supervising the first line of defense, but they are also in charge of proactively testing and monitoring high-risk areas to ensure that the policies, procedures and processes put in place are operating properly and complying with the laws and regulations. In most institutions, they are also in charge of building a relationship between the first and third line of defense, as well as reporting to the board and senior management. Some tasks, for example, completed by the compliance function in the second line of defense, include the monitoring of AML and CFT risks. Compliance analysts can review reports and monitoring activities from the systems that are in place to verify their accuracy and determine whether there is an actual risk in the onboarding phase, for example, or at transactional level. Analysts in the second line of defense will also need to discard false positives according to their know-how and escalate any findings to the AML compliance officer. It's worth noting that softwares in place may detect enormous amounts of false positives, making very often a challenging work, the one that is completed by those operating in those compliance teams. Out of the three LOD in AML, the third line of defense plays a very important role in independently evaluating risks management and controls by conducting periodic evaluations of compliance within AML and CFT policies and procedures, and then reporting to the audit committee of the boards of directors or a similar oversight body. As part of the third line of defense, a bank should establish policies for auditing the following: the adequacy of AML CFT policies and procedures for managing the identified risks. How well are policies and procedures implemented by staff? The effectiveness of compliance, oversight, and quality controls, including parameters of criteria for automatic alerts. Effectiveness of the training rolled out to the relevant bank staff. Senior management should make sure that audit functions and respective roles within those functions are assigned to people who are qualified and skilled. For the review and sound assessment of risks, internal auditors should undertake AML CFT audits on a bank-wide level on a regular basis. And finally, it's important to remember that also external auditors play a critical role in assessing the bank's internal controls and processes. I'm now at the end of this video focused on the free LOD in AML. Please leave any feedback or comments about my video in the comment section down below, and also remember to check the description of this video where you will find useful links and references from my research on the free LOD in AML. You will also see there a link to my Patreon page where you can support the development of my FinCrime Agent project. And lastly, thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed today's video, and until next time, see you soon.